results for us. So then, the guys are just practicing at the moment. Ben Kriener is currently top of the standings. Alan Day is second for PK Car Sport at the moment. It's just blinking in and out a little bit there. Alex Sedgwick for Vertex Sports is in third place in the beautifully liveried car he's got there. Gilles Guez is in fourth for Red Face Racing. And Jeffrey Rofen for Hendricks Motorsport, the Dutchman, is in fifth. Giorgio Maggi is 10th at the moment, just going back up the hill towards Druids. And if you are new to iRacing, there is a new damage model on these cars that has been brought out recently. Hopefully we won't see too much action from that tonight, but you never know with these guys. As Alan Day goes top there for PK Car Sport. He's just blinking in and out a little bit again there. Andre Castro is in sixth place. We were just looking at him then. But like I say, a lot of cars on track tonight. Billy Fletcher, good friend of mine, is in 20th place at the moment for Luxim 24 Esports. There he is. And we're going to have a 30-lap race tonight, so plenty of time for these guys to make up positions or even lose positions, as some of them will do. But we're hoping for a fantastic close race all evening. And I mean, if you look on the left-hand side of your screen as well now, you'll see just how close these guys are in terms of their practice times. 1.4 seconds Fletcher is off the top, and he is in 17th position. So very, very close indeed. There's a couple of guys in the pits in the midfield. Here's Michael Jones in the number 93 car in 25th position. As he goes through Paddock Hill Bend. Back into Druids. Here's Yevgen Sokolovsky, number 48 for Marco Stipp Motorsport. Oh, he's got sideways. He's got a bit of help there. A little bit of help being turned around there. Here's Elise Delso in number 10. I do see that there are some comments as well saying the stream's not too smooth on YouTube. I do apologise, guys. It seems to be okay this end. We're getting good bitrate on everything at the moment, so hopefully it irons itself out eventually. Ben Kriener is now down to third place, you will have noticed, as Andre Castro has gone top in number 22 for DF1 Racing. As Saunders goes up, Reece Saunders for Turn 4 Motorsports there puts himself in 7th. So let's have a look at the real-life drivers that we've got out there tonight. First of which I'm just trying to have a look down the order for, actually, and I can't see him at the moment. So never mind. Alan Day, of course, for PK Car Sport, the Israeli driver, is second at the moment. He is one of the real drivers we have with us tonight, and of course there's going to be some bragging rights between some of these guys, of course. Kriener, Castro as well. Alex Sedgwick's done an awesome job tonight putting this together for us. He's done very well to do it at such short notice. Dan Robom is in the top 10 at the moment. We'll go on board with Dan for a moment, shall we? See how he gets on, see what he makes of the circuit. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Of course, it's going to be a very exciting evening. One of my first broadcasts for these machines, I won't lie. I'm being told, by the way, that if you simply refresh the stream, it actually does get smoother second time round, apparently. Oh, there's a car off there. That's the number 18. Just trying to see who that was, actually. I don't think it really was the number 18. Here's Neil Ives in the 52. He is 29th at the moment, ahead of Alex Wheeler, behind Yves Liddell for TGS competition. Joachim Cryer is 26th at the moment in the 00 car. I will apologise in advance if I don't recognise some of these guys straight away in terms of their cars on track. I'm seeing these cars just as soon as you are. Here's Brian Crowles, or Crowles, for Track Velocity Racing. He's in number 15. So you may think he's missed the apex there, but he's got a good run. And I tell you what, that is the end of the practice session. So what's going to happen now then is going to be the qualifying session for this race. Only 10 minutes long. And some of these guys are that far down the pit lane that they're actually showing us in the pit lane. So what they're going to do is have individual qualifying just to make sure that the track doesn't get too clogged. So we can skip between them here, as you can see, and they're all at different parts of the circuit. This is Joel Guez for Redface Racing. Billy Fletcher here for Luxim 24 Esports. This makes sure that the guys don't get any sort of anyone blocking them in the qualifying session. We'll look at Alon Day, who is blinking in and out a little bit, I must say. Number 24 there. Here's Joachim Cryer just coming out the pit lane. And Sam Smith-Davis for SD Racing is off the circuit, apparently. There he is. Not quite sure what's happened to Sam there. Let's have a little check back. Oh, he just loses it in the left-hander. Manages to save it, though. Stop it getting any worse. And he's going to go on to a lap now, then. We'll stay on board with him, see how he gets on. See how much fun Sam has around the circuit. Down through Paddock Hill Bend he goes. Back up towards Druids. It's not the easiest of circuits to navigate in these cars, especially with the power they've got, about 650 brake horsepower. Yevgeny Sokolovsky was doing some purple sectors earlier, but not quite now. The times are going to be coming in any second, though. Here is Billy Fletcher. He's going to be the first car to cross the line, I think. Oh, it's very sideways. Alon Day goes top. Jeffrey Rofen goes up there as well. Billy Fletcher crosses the line. He goes fourth. We'll keep an eye on that timing tower on the left-hand side. Here's Joel Guez at the moment. They get single lap qualifying, you know. So this is the one that matters. Brian Crowles goes into second place. The times are piling in. Smith-Davis 9th, Jones goes to 11th. Ben Kriener goes 3rd for Luxim 24 Esports. Just trying to see who else is on a lap. Lewis Goodway's only just come out of the pits not too long ago, actually. He's going to get some stream time for Simsa Esports. Alex Wheeler has gone into 16th place there. Bracey 9th. Oh, and there you go. Andre Castro goes top for DF1 Racing. Gets the job done very nicely there indeed. Alex Cedric is one of the first cars, sorry, one of the last cars now to come out. So is Dan Robottom. He is only just behind, technically, on the circuit. Just on his outlap. Should be a fantastic event. We're just going to wait to see what Dan can pull out of the bag here, and maybe Alex as well. They're pretty much in the same place on track if we flick between the two of them. Gil Linster is partway around a lap, actually. We look at him. I was just told in the chat to keep an eye on the 44. He's got a good race pace, apparently. So keep an eye on him, we will. Thank you everyone for watching. 121 viewers on the YouTube stream at the moment. Thank you for tuning in. 128 now. We really do appreciate you joining in, and we hope that we bring you a great broadcast tonight. Of course, my name's Chaz Draycott, if you want to try and find me anywhere. Also known as Chazlington as well. Website is in the description below. And into 12th place goes Linster. Let's have a look at Sedgwick, see how he gets on for Vertex Sports. Mark Murphy is sitting in the pits for his qualifying lap, so he won't be going anywhere. Oh, he says he is in the YouTube chat, but there he is. So here's Cedric. He's going to cross the line almost at the same time as Dan Robottom here. What can these pair do? to get up the grid. And it's third place for Sedgwick. And Rowbottom goes 7th. Giorgio Maggi is on a lap at the moment. Coming into Druids in the number 27. Gets it turned in. Oh, he's run quite wide on the exit. Gets back on the power. A little bit of corrective oversteer. You can see the front end of these cars really lifts off the ground when they get on the power. And for anyone that doesn't know iRacing, if you do go wide or go on the grass, you get what's known as an incident point, which will invalidate your lap. So if you do go off the circuit or put 4 wheels over the track limits, then it won't count. I'm not sure whether Giorgio Maggi's lap will do here for how much AstroTurf he took earlier. But either way, he goes for it across the line. Down the straight he goes, across the line. And he goes into 9th, slams it on, locks up all 4s. And there's 2 drivers for Turn 4 Motorsports. Rhys Saunders is just completing his lap here. Across the line, hugs it down to the inside. And he goes into 12th. Good lap there from Mr. Saunders. Mark Murphy here for Turn 4 Motorsports as well, just coming out the final corner. Across the line he goes now. He's going to be the last car to set a time, I believe. And he goes into 17th place then. Only a couple of thousandths between him and the cars around him. You can see on the left-hand side there just how close it all is. But it's Andre Castro, top of the pile. And he's carried on in the session, of course, because why wouldn't you? He's happy with pole, almost 1.5 tenths clear of everybody. But don't forget to like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel as well, of course, to the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series channel. We have a very, very spicy top 10. And 1 second covers the top 14 cars, so this is definitely going to be a close one. I certainly can't wait. Who's everyone's bets on? Who do you want to see win this one today? And Dan Rowbottom joins us in chat. Hello there, Dan. He says, for your information, this is hard. And he's done alright to get it up to 7th, though, representing the British Touring Car Championship tonight. Come on, Dan, show these boys how they turn right, not left. I'm just watching Andre Castro at the moment, absolutely loving it out on circuit. This is how it's done. This is a proper lap. Onto Druids. You've got to be so patient in these cars around Druids. Get on the power, sorry. Very gradually down the hill. Back onto the brakes, make sure the rear doesn't slide out. Don't get too much AstroTurf on the right. Could get a bit of wheel spin there and it'll spit you over to the other side of the circuit. Out of clearways is such an easy place to spin the car as well. Alex Sedgwick says he's rooting for himself. Go on, son. So there's a lap then with Andre Castro. He's the only car now that is out there. He's just having a bit of fun, giving us all something to watch because the session is 10 minutes long, as you can see in the top left of your screen there. We're at nearly 150 viewers now. Fantastic attendance, thank you everybody. I'm not quite sure how many are watching on the Facebook channel either. I will just have a quick look while we keep watching Mr. Castro doing his laps. We are very grateful for each and every one of you for tuning in. Over 150 viewers, there we go. Beautiful stuff. And Andre finally pulls the car over. And decides that enough is enough for that one. So while the session just wraps up then, we shall get a grid in just a moment. So bear with us while the sim gets going. We've got around 70 viewers on the Facebook stream as well at the moment, so thank you everybody. Combined over 200 viewers right now. Like I say, we are all very grateful for it. And Mark Murphy, I'm here for the safety rating. Now, if you don't know iRacing, that's quite an inside joke, but basically you get safety rating within iRacing. It's a 2-decimal number, and it gets measured on how safe you are as a driver, how many incident points you get in a race. And if you make contact with other drivers, spin the car, go off the track, it does affect said safety rating. But if you have a great race, start 14th on the grid, for example, and make your way through and win the race without many incident points, then you'll do pretty well for yourself. So the silence drops then at Brands Hatch. You can see the virtual crowd around there. Of course, you guys are the real crowd here. And are there quiz questions during the cautions? Armando Ortiz says. That might be something we'll have to add in. Not quite sure yet. But we're just waiting for the session to round out now. There is 20 seconds left of it, and hopefully it won't do the 2-minute cooldown afterwards. Thank you very much, Liam. Thank you very much indeed. I'm really enjoying this so far. This is my bread and butter, this. I love doing these iRacing broadcasts, so I'm grateful that you can all join me and listen to my dulcet tones, as they were described yesterday. I used to think that meant boring, so I did kind of agree with them. There's the wonderful Paddock Hill Bend. And here we go then, here's your grid. Andre Castro on pole position alongside Alan Day, with Alex Sedgwick and Brian Crowells on row 2. Then it's Lewis Goodway and Ben Creaner, Dan Rowbottom and Jeffrey Rofin, with Giorgio Maggi and Joel Guez rounding out the top 10. Behind them is Billy Fletcher and Rhys Saunders, with Michael Haverens and Guillaume Hesno on row 7. Then it's James Harvey, Gil Linster, Mark Murphy, Advait Deodar, and then Ken Bracey lines up alongside Elise Delso on row 10, I should say. Sam Smith-Davis is 21st, ahead of Simon Pilate. Hopefully he's done his exercises. Michael Jones is 23rd, ahead of Joachim Cryer in 24th. They make up the 12th row of the grid. Let's hope that they don't muck it up. Ivan Bowmans is 25th, ahead of Alex Wheeler, the American driver, in 26th. Then it's Neil Ives and Yevgen Sokolovsky. Then it's Massimilio Lanza, or Max for short. Michael Yeo is actually one of the race directors tonight. Yves Liddell and Harry Grindle make up the back row of the grid in this 32-car field. So we're going to wait for the truck to lead them all round. The iRacing pace car truck. They're going to do a rolling start here. And we've got Dirt Fan 25 from Illinois, USA. Fantastic to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Thank you everybody, of course, on the YouTube stream and the Facebook stream. We've got over 200 viewers. I wish we had 2,000. 200 viewers combined. We'll just wait for these guys then to all grid up. Andre Castro there on pole position. Alan Day alongside him. Then it's Sedgwick and Crowells. Lewis Goodway's done all right there in 5th position. This is what he can see right now. Of course, the car's nice and close together. They won't stay that way, trust me. A bit further down, Billy Fletcher is 11th on the grid. Guillaume Hesno 14th on the grid on the left-hand side. Advait Deodar is in 18th position, and the iRacing pace truck will now start to move away. Any second now, anyway. Or it should do. Okay, there it goes then. So, Andre Castro leads the guys away. We're going to shut the music up for a second, and we're going to let these engines do the talking in around a minute's time. Alex Wheeler gave Lucky hospitality and let him stay in his house after a situation we're going to go for. Wow. So here are the cars being led round then. Look all the way through the order. There is Dan Rowbottom, 7th place on the grid for him. Michael Haverens and Rhys Saunders there together. Gil Linster, Joachim Cryer. Here's Michael Jones, good friend of mine. Used to race in a couple of leagues on iRacing with Michael. Good to see him again. Not seen him in a few years, to be fair. Here's Max Lanza, a little bit further down the order, and we've not got Alex Wheeler and Simon Pilate on the grid. Looks like Alex is starting from the pit lane. But it's time to get this underway then. The NASCAR Fans UK iRacing Challenge on the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series is about to get underway. And Castro's gone for it. If I don't choke on my own words, he's got away. This car's weaving around in the background. I think that was Jeffrey Rofin, I should say, that was completely sideways. We look up and down the order. There's a bit of contact there. Into the back of Rowbottom goes number 27. That's Giorgio Maggi, just telling him, hurry up, sunshine, get round Paddock Hill. Doesn't look like anybody's had any issues yet. Then we'll look to the front. Oh, there's a car around in the middle. It's Maggi. Giorgio Maggi's gone around. I'm trying to get hold of him. There he is. Oh, James Harvey, Max Lanza as well has had an issue. There's a couple of guys around at the bottom of the hill, look. Oh, here they go. They will flicker around a little bit as the damage model kicks in. Oh, there's quite a lot of them off. Let's just have a quick look back to the front then, shall we? Andre Castro leading the way still. 38 laps, ignore me and my 30 laps. He's got almost half a second now on Alan Day at the end of lap 1. And a crazy start with an incident to boot further down. So third is Cedric at the moment. Kriener's up to 4th. Rofan's gained 3 places. Joel Guez has gained 4 at the moment. He's trying to get past Rofan as things stand, side by side as they go up the hill. Into Druids. Looks like Rofan's gone a little bit deep there. Sorry, it's Guez and Goodway. It's Goodway trying to get through. This is the issue with not recognising the liveries. They're still side by side. No contact though. Goodway hanging it round the outside. Just behind them now. Dan Rowbottom's trying to get involved as well. Still side by side. Oh, there's contact. Dan Rowbottom's around. Manages to just about save it. He gets a helping hand there from Lewis Goodway that points him the right way again. Just behind him now is Brian Krulls. And Reece Saunders is in there as well, trying to take advantage of this. Fastest lap of the race for Andre Castro. Leads the way. Hesno's trying to come through here as well, but he had to get on the brakes a second ago, just to try and avoid all this mess. Oh, there's cars off in front. There's Billy Fletcher going down the order. Billy Fletcher's been around. Let's have a quick look at what happened to Billy. This was literally just in front of them. And who's that on the inside? That's the number 23. Oh, and Dan just gives him the final kiss and says, off you go. Onto the infield. Oh, there's more cars around. Gil Linster's off. Oh, and into the barrier goes Gil. There's a wheel hanging off one of the cars there. I think that's Advait Neodar. It is. Oh, and Sokolovsky's had an incident. It's kicking off everywhere here. Yevgen's had an issue somewhere. Not quite sure where he's going to have said issue, but this is some pretty lively stuff at the moment. Andre Castro leads the way. Alan Day's second. Sedgwick is third. Kriener's up to 4th. Rofan is 5th. Then 15 positions at the moment gained by Alessio Fabri. We'll put the gains up on the left-hand side of the screen for you. 18 positions now. He's passed some of the guys that are in the pits. He really is flying. Behind him on track there is Gil Linster. James Harvey is behind him in 16th position. Closest cars on track at the moment. Reece Saunders with Crowells in front of him and Hesno behind him. We'll go on board and see what he can do going onto the straight. Listen to how calm it is in here. It's nice. But this is rubbing and racing. 166 viewers on the YouTube stream at the moment. Oh, Deodar's gone off again. He's off the circuit, he's back on. Hopefully not blocking any of the leaders or anyone important. That was the number 51 going past him there. That's Yves Liddell. They're now side by side coming onto the back straight. These two battling for position as well. Crowells is just trying to hold off Reece Saunders at the moment. You've got to be so careful getting on the power, like I said. All over the place, aren't they? They look quite loose at the moment. So much movement in these cars when you get onto the throttle. It's like pushing the sideways button. Ben Kriener here, 4th place, really good friend of mine. He's really pushing in, trying to get to a podium position. But Cedric is not going to let that happen if he has anything to do with it. Here's Guez on the back of Rofan. What we'll do is go on board with the back of Rofan so you can just see Guez really pushing now. The Chevy Impala SS doing everything it can. Into clearways then on the brakes. You've got to be so careful not to go too quick into there. It goes over a crest, so it can be an absolute nightmare. Looks like he's got it back on the power quite well there. 650 brake horsepower in these things, so you can't muck about. Into Paddock Hill Bend, another corner that's very scary in these cars. Over a crest, down a hill, long right-hander. Lewis Goodway's doing well. He's dropped only 2 positions from where he started. But Alessio Fabri, fantastic job at the moment. He's a bit lonely on the circuit as things stand. We'll bring up the track map on the right-hand side for you, just so you can see how spread out the field is now. Sam Smith-Davis is in the pit lane. We've got 9 cars that are a lap down or more. Harry Grindle is not in the race, it seems. I thought he was just showing up for a second there, but apparently not. Here's James Harvey in 16th position. He's got Giorgio Maggi just behind him there. There's a lapped car between the two of them. That's the number 93, Michael Jones. He's blinking in and out a little bit there. Oh, Sam Smith Davies' internet's dropped. That's a real shame, buddy. Andre Castro only has half a second lead now from Alan Day. So he's really got to get pushing now, because the pressure's going to be on. We're only on lap 8 out of 38 as well, so barely a quarter of the way through the race. And if my maths is off, you can blame me teachers in school. Back onto the straight once again then. Hope you're all enjoying the show so far. I certainly am. Just trying not to be short of breath with all this going on. Don't really know where to look between half of these guys. This is actually the closest battle on track, actually. I tell you a barefaced lie. It's Ben Creaner and Alex Sedgwick. Ah, we have a caution, it seems. Everyone's slowing down quite a bit. Is this a competition caution? Yes, there is a caution. Thrown by the race director, Michael Yao. So everyone's going to bunch back up again. That's not what Andre Castro wanted to see. But lap 9 out of 38 then. And everything is going to get a little bit closer now. And Adviet Deodar drives the all-black car. He does, yes. He certainly does. Here he is for Carl Racing. Front left of that car looking a little bit suspect after his incident earlier. We'll have a look at it actually. We'll try and figure out what's gone on, if it doesn't make itself too obvious. Here's a little look into what happened at the start of the race then. So this is Neil Ives who had an incident to begin with. There's going to be a couple of these to look through, trust me. Oh, he gets squeezed into Paddock Hill Bend, and the two of them go around. That was Maximiliano Lanza who went into him there. Trying to see when our good friend Deodar went off track, but I cannot find it at the moment, unfortunately. We'll skip back to the present moment then, see what's cracking. So some of these guys are pitting now, because there is a mandatory pit stop in this race. So Guez leads the way from Goodway, Saunders, Hesno, Murphy and Fletcher. Alicia Fabry has gained 25 places now. Castro is in 10th position, and he's got a couple of places on Alex Sedgwick now. So Alex losing out to a couple of guys there. And yeah, the NASCAR truck suddenly just comes straight out in front of everyone. Here is Joel Guez leading the way as things stand. A nice controlled pace now. It's a lot more chill than it was before, isn't it? And Fabry has come in the pits now. I've jinxed him and said he's gained all those places. Ben Creaner is in 14th position there. They're just lining up 2 by 2 now, hopefully no contact. Dan Rowbottom is just behind there in 16th. Oh, he's just moving around a little bit there, having a bit of an issue it seems. As Yevgen Sokolovsky and Yves Liddell just behind him as well. There's plenty of bits and pieces flying all over the place. The very chrome car of Joel Guez, alongside the very bright liveried car of Lewis Goodway. I'm pretty sure that that's got a goose on it, and if you know the internet, you know exactly what that's about. So let's get things back underway then. Joel Guez leading them away from the line. Gets his foot down, looks like Goodway got caught out there. Reece Saunders has gone down the inside and taken the place. Hesno's going to try and come through down the inside as well now. Looks like he gets that done. There's a couple more cars in there. It's really, really close between these guys further back down the order. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. That's between Maggi. Oh, Dan Rowbottom's involved as well. Number 88, that's Lanza. He's gone around as well. And that looks like the end of the race for Maggi. Dan Rowbottom has carried on, but a very damaged front left for him. Oh, and Gil Linster's gone off again. He's around. He's spun it on his own by the look of it. Joel Guez, though, leading the race from Reece Saunders then in the all black and orange 91 car. So close to the back of him. We'll go on board, just see what Reece sees. Guez got a really nice run at the final corner there. And yeah, Sam Smith Davies was the Burger King car, and I was a massive fan of that livery. I was watching it in practice. Oh, Alan Day has crashed apparently. Let's just go back to this. We need Alan Day. Oh, wow, okay. That was Sokolovsky with the rejoin. Alan Day was the one that got caught up in it. Sokolovsky drives right into the middle of the circuit and ends his day. Reece Saunders has got real pressure on him now. He's got Hesno behind, of course, teammates with the race leader. Oh, well, there's 2 cars off in the background. That was Sedgwick. Sedgwick is off, and that looks like the end of his day. Some real damage to the front right. Let's have a look at what happened to him. From down the hill, they're going 3 wide here. That's Billy Fletcher in there as well. Oh, Billy loses it, makes a bit of contact on the exit, breaks the suspension. I'm not sure whether it would have stayed like that for him, but that's a real shame. Andre Castro is making his way back up the order now. He's into 4th here, behind Hesno. Does anyone else know where to look? Because I don't. Honestly, this is fantastic racing. Very action-packed. I hope the real thing's like this when it comes back. But we have the 2 French drivers at the moment, Gers and Hesno doing a great job 1st and 3rd. Reece Saunders flying the flag for Britain in 2nd place. And Andre Castro, the American driver, number 22 here, all over the back of Hesno. There's only 1 car where it started in the field, and that is Lewis Goodway in 5th. Into Paddock Hill Bend once again. Not even halfway through the race yet. This is lap 15 out of 38. Here's Ben Kriener all over the back of Mark Murphy. Pulls out on the right-hand side, down the inside into Druids. Gets it done. Nice control by Ben Kriener. Oh, there's cars off in front, and that is Andre Castro. There's almost contact in front as well. That's Hesno. Down the inside goes Jeffrey Rofin. Jeffrey getting the job done on Hesno. Let's have a look at what happened to Andre Castro, though. Oh, he's gone down the inside of Hesno, and he's completely lost it on his own. The back end gets away. Oh, and then Goodway had nowhere to go. So the 2 of them recovered. Luckily, not a proper spin for either of them, but look at this battle behind now. Awesome stuff. Great to watch as always. Don't forget, of course, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure that you like it, share it, subscribe to it, do all that good stuff. It's all thanks to Luxsim24, Vertex Sport Management, the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series as well. We've got great support from them. And my name is Chaz Draycott, known to a lot of people on here as Chazlington. If you want to look at me on social media or anywhere else. Yeah, here's Alex Wheeler. Well, he's actually out of the race, so we can't look at him, unfortunately. So we'll have to go back to race leader Gilles Guez, who is only leading from Reece Saunders by 0.3 of a second. This could close up to be an epic battle between these guys. Still close a bit further down. This is Hesno chasing down Ben Kriener. Ben, of course, making the position after the incident a little bit earlier on. There was a bit of a slide there just behind from Mark Murphy. He's got Adve Deodard just behind him. The whole field is barely separated by anything. You just see how lively these cars are. As all, Michael Jones has gone off at turn 1. Let's have a look at what happened to Michael. Oh, he loses the back end over the hill. Gets it a little bit out of shape and into the gravel. And he's going to, oh, he gives the wall a bit of a kiss as well. Keeps it going though, he's still back on track. But literally right now, the closest 2 cars are right near the front. Here is Lewis Goodway with Jeffrey Rofin behind him for Hendricks Motorsport. Jeffrey Rofin doing a fantastic job. Putting him under all sorts of pressure at the moment. The bright livery isn't putting him off, I tell you that. Oh, and he's actually managed to pry the door open there. He gets a little bit out of shape on the throttle, and they're side by side as they go for the line. Castro's trying to get involved in this as well. Is he going to make it 3 wide? I hope not, for his insurance sake. Oh, Rofin goes deep. Just kisses the back of Lewis. Lewis just tries to keep it in shape. Manages to do so. Of course, all this time, Guez is getting away from these lot. Down the hill they go, into the left-hander. Oh, Castro slightly out of shape. Rofin manages to keep it under control as well, though. This is so close. Oh, there's a little bit of contact again there. Ben Creaner getting involved in this now as well. Castro manages to get back onto the back of Lewis Goodway. Lewis somehow holding these boys off. I really don't know how. This is Neil Ives a bit further down the order. He's just on his own a little bit at the moment, as you can see, going into Druids. It's close here between James Harvey and Dan Rowbottom. Dan trying to claw his way back up after the incident earlier on. Down the inside he goes. He's not got much room there, but Dan goes through into the top 10 once again. He's got Brian Crowles next up. But this is still hotting up here. Goodway and Rofin. Rofin trying to go around the outside. They don't make contact sideways. Ben Creaner tries to pry the door open. He's done so. They're going to be side by side. Oh, Ben has to get out of it there. Really slams on just to make sure they don't make contact. All this time as well, Hesno is going to be watching this and waiting for contact, waiting for a car to go round. Ivan Bowman's joins us in the chat. Sorry, it's not gone quite right for you, mate. Cars getting out of the way all over the place here, but Joel Guez has got a 4 second, sorry, he's not, Reece Saunders is just there, but then Reece has got 4 seconds over Andre Castro in 3rd position. Lap 21 of 38. Rofin 4th, Creaner 5th, Goodway 6th, then it's Hesno, Murphy, Crowles and Rowbottom. Oh, apparently Alex Cedric has had another incident. Although apparently so. Let's have a look, see what happens. There's 2 cars very close in front of him there. Oh, they get together. It's the number 34 and the number 40. That was Alessio Fabri and James Harvey, who James reversing it out of shot there. Nice bit of style thrown in. Here's Dan Rowbottom then, up into 9th now. He's past Crowles. Oh, and the car around in front of him. That's the number 58, Mark Murphy, just loses the rear end on exit, and Dan gets a freebie out of that. He'll be happy. Now he's got to try and run forward. Crowles' car flapping around, you can see it there. The damage of the rear end hanging off, look at it. Panels everywhere. That's part of the new damage model that iRacing have brought out. Certainly looks good, doesn't it? The air just pulling that piece of car away. Billy Fletcher is now behind Alex Cedric. These two have been reunited after a slight coming together earlier, I think is the best way to put it. 15 laps to go. What's everyone thinking so far? Enjoying yourselves? It's quite a good laugh, this one, isn't it? I hope the stream is nice and smooth at both ends as well. It seemed okay before. I think when it was first initiated and got set up, it was a little bit jumpy, but that's what these things are going to do sometimes. Technology, gonna technology. Well, Joel Guez doing everything he needs to do as it stands. In the number 42, he's gained 9 places. Reece Saunders behind him has gained 10. Oh, and Deodar's apparently crashed. What's he going to do here? Is he going to lose into turn 1? Oh, they slow up a little bit in front of him. Oh, and he tries to get out of the way. Goes round. Oh, wow, that's the 52, and he goes around him and just completely loses out. That's Neil Ives that was in the middle of that battle there. That was some of the leaders as well involved there. And Neil getting in the way. And thank you, Nitro. Perfect stream, he says. Glad to see it. Here is the aerodynamically challenged Brian Crowles. Still holding on for dear life. That piece of bodywork. Whoa, he's hanging off for dear life as well with final exits like that. Look at it, it's all over the place. The car's dancing down the straight. And I tell you what, Mega Hoshi, I hope that the real racing is like this, because it's awesome to watch. I was supposed to be travelling to a couple of the rounds this season, but of course, due to the outbreak that we're not going to talk about. Because let's face it, everyone's sick of talking about it, aren't they? It's not happening at the moment, unfortunately. That bodywork piece stopped flapping for a second there on Krause's car, but now it's gone for it again. Saunders has gradually lost out to Guez here. He's just getting further and further away. That was Yves Liddell. That was just getting lapped. He now gets out of the way of Rhys Saunders, who goes through. Biggest gainers in the field so far is actually Yves Liddell. He's gained 16 places, so has Alessio Fabri, also 16 places. Neil Ives has gained 9 places. Lanza has gained 8, although Lanza is apparently out of the race, so he won't be gaining any more. Car Spotter Belgium says, let's go Crowells. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. I do commentate on a lot of Belgian drivers and I forget their names wrong. Still hanging off for dear life though, that bodywork. It's still trying. Actually, the closest cars on track, you know, are our race leaders. And here is the gap. This is on the back with Joel Guez, the red face racing car. And have we had another caution thrown out? No, certainly doesn't seem so. Or is it? It looked like he was going really slow through there. Then it might just be this camera angle. And yes, you will see it. Yes, there has been another caution thrown. My overlay isn't showing me today. But if we would have gone to an outside camera, then we would have seen the truck, wouldn't we? So there is the monstrous iRacing Chevy pace truck. And into the pits goes Rhys Saunders from second place. Joel Guez sold him the dummy there. Andre Castro comes in as well. Ben Carina stays out in second place, so does Joel Guez. Massive big up to Brian Crowells in the 15 car. He has Sedgwick's, Jeff, and my mechanic for Brax Racing last year. Ah, fair enough, says Callum Cripps. Oh, good to see you, Callum. It's me, Chaz. I used to race against you at Simply not too long ago. So in fourth place there is Brian with the... would you call that active aero? Is it active aerodynamics? I'm not sure. Lewis Goodway is 8th after coming out of the pit lane. He's chasing a couple of these guys. That's Rofin in front of him. And is it question time? Well, we've not got any questions lined up, I'm afraid, Armando. We'll just have to sample these wonderful cars. Absolutely love the shape of these things. Is James Harvey going slowly for some reason? Not quite sure what's happened to James. I think he's letting some of these guys through to go and catch up with the pace truck. Lap 28.38. Hello, Callum. Hit the pace car, says Steve Schmidt. That's not the... it's usually called a safety car. In Europe and the UK, we always call it a safety car. A safety truck in this instance. So I think hitting it takes away the idea of it being a safety vehicle. And they're going to start going 2 by 2. Now, Ben Carina is going to be one to watch here, but Dan Rowbottom has made his way back up as well. He's third there on the right-hand side in the white number 32 car. It does say that Ben Carina is in car 38, but you can clearly see on the side of it it's number 18. I believe he's painted the number on over the top of it. Two by two they go then. 9-lap sprint to the end then. Who's your bets on, everybody? Who do you think is going to win this? Is Joel Guez going to hold on till the end? Is Ben Carina or Dan Rowbottom going to show their racing pedigree and come through to take a win? Only one way to find out then. Dan Rowbottom putting the pressure on Joel Guez to get going. And Joel puts his foot down. Ben slots into second place there. He pushes Dan down to the bottom of the circuit. Ben Carina goes for it down the inside, nearly making contact, but Ben Carina sneaks through, takes the race lead. Dan Rowbottom's going to try and come down the inside as well of Guez. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Castro gets into him. He manages to... no, he doesn't save it. He goes around. There's cars everywhere. Oh, Castro gets caught up in it. Diodar's in there as well. Brian Crowells is also off the circuit on the outside. Hofin's in there. Oh, Diodar comes back on. But Ben Carina Joel Guez and Reece Saunders up to third place now. They have made the jump and got away. Hesno's 2 seconds back from Mark Murphy. Andre Castro is trying to recover. Goes around the outside of the number 23. Oh, there's a car in the way there as well. Number 23 there was Ken Bracey. We've not really seen much of Ken in this race, to be honest. For Rule 34 Esports. He's just behind all this. Andre Castro there going around the... I'm trying to figure out who that is in the white and green car. Is that Jochen Cryer? It is. It is Jochen Cryer. Here's Alex Sedgwick still making his way back up the order. He's ahead of Lewis Goodway. But it's Ben Kriener, 6/10 out in front now from Reece Saunders. Ben doing everything he needs to do at the moment, but car looking a bit understeery, then oversteery. Reece is trying to put the pressure on. Reece is looking very racy here. Very racy indeed. We'll go on board with Mr. Saunders then into turn 1, Paddock Hill Bend. And Hesno is in 4th. Yeah, he's gained 10 places. Mark Murphy's up to 5th. He's having a good drive at the moment. Oh, down the inside. Down the inside goes Reece Saunders, really sends it. Ben Kriener gets punted out wide. Oh, Ben also gets contact from Joel Guez as he tries to come through as well. Not quite sure Ben knew he was there then, but into the lead then with a little bump and run. Reece Saunders takes the race lead. Ben Kriener now down to 2nd. Andre Castro is right on the back of the 58. Oh no! He wasn't expecting Mark to go that slowly through there. And around goes Mark Murphy. Gets the car back up under control. And cracks smooth. Gets back on with it. He's now right behind Brian Crowles with that still damaged rear end. Oh, Ben Kriener's apparently off the circuit. He's on the infield. What has happened there? Did he get some help from Guez? Let's have a look. Oh no, he went around on his own there. Guez and his teammate jumping out the way there. That's Hesno going through, and Hesno is now in 2nd place. Redface Racing 2nd and 3rd. The chrome car Guez, the white car Hesno. Kriener in 4th, but Reece Saunders starting to really fly away at the front here. It was an awesome restart indeed, Jay, by Ben, but unfortunately didn't continue that way. Oh, Jeffrey Rofen has had another incident. Apparently he's left the pit lane and had another accident. How much truth is in that, we're about to see. We will skip back to the race any second now because Ben Kriener is catching up, or is being caught up by Andre Castro. Oh, it looks like Rofen's just because he's gone under a certain amount of speed, it's told me that he's had a crash. Here is Kriener now with Castro right behind him. I would say he's right up his exhaust pipe, but they're in the sides of these cars, not the back. Oh, Ben's looking out of shape. Oh, Castro gives him a bit of a tap in the rear. He doesn't gain an advantage from it, so that's fine. Here's Goodway and the beautiful liveried car of Alex Sedgwick. Sedgwick round the outside into top 10. Still having a great battle, these pair. Mark Murphy is 5 seconds clear of these boys. And this is lap 35 and 38. And there's a caution again. Now, this may leave us a 1-lap sprint to the end. And my race director is going to be beaming from cheek to cheek over this. There has been a caution thrown then. Competition caution, you could call it. So Reece Saunders won't be happy with that. Hesno up to 2nd place. His teammate Joel Guez is still 3rd. Ben Kriener in 4th. Andre Castro in 5th. With quite a bit of damage on the front end. I think we're going to see an absolute belter of a finish here then. What do we reckon? Brian Crowell's there just behind Dan Rowbottom. Still, that bodywork hangs on for dear life. Can we see it? Yeah, we can see it flapping around from the gearbox cam. Fantastic. But here's you guys up front then. The two red-faced racing cars of Jules Guez and Guillaume Hesneau going to be putting pressure. Rhys Saunders tries to sell them the dummy in the pit lane. I'll keep an eye out and see if anybody comes in. But it's only going to be one lap or so to the end here. Maybe 2 laps. But everybody, let me know who your money is on for this win then. Of course, if you are enjoying this, do check out iRacing. It's a fantastic simulator. Runs everything very, very well. Thank you, of course, to Vertex Sport Management, LuxSim24, Simply Race, NASCAR Fans UK, and of course the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series for helping put this together. My name is Chaz Draycott, known to a lot of people in the community as Chazlington. You can find me on chazlington.com. While this safety car period cracks on, it's all going to be building up in Rhys Saunders' head here. Will he be under pressure and crack at the end? What do you think? Apparently Alex Sedgwick has gone off the circuit. Oh, there he goes. He's back on now. Alex there sampling the British scenery. I really do hope you have all enjoyed this broadcast so far. It's been great fun to put together. I've really enjoyed it up in the box. And hopefully we can do more in the future for you. Well, Jules Guez has completely disappeared. And that's a real shame. Really not sure what's happened there. Some of these guys are moving around. The TV camera doesn't want to focus on them. Well, I'm really not sure what happened to Guez there. I was just looking over at my timing screen and suddenly he's gone. So then, one more lap to go. Rhys Saunders is going to lead them to the line. Oh, there's contact there. Hesneau's around. Kriener puts him in the wall. Well, he puts him on the gravel anyway. What was going on there? Rhys Saunders leads them away. There's contact behind as well. Ben Kriener's weaving around all in front of the circuit, in front of the field. James Harvey gets turned around. It's chaos. Absolute chaos, and Rhys Saunders has pretty much got a free pass for the win here. Dan Rowbottom is going to put pressure on Andre Castro. They're side by side as they go through Druids. Oh, there's cars around as well. Brian Crowell's there. This is just turned into chaos as these boys get one lap to get it all done. Dan Rowbottom loses out to Mark Murphy. Oh, he's gone off. They're all off as well on the outside. They're dropping down the order. It's Andre Castro to the front. No, it's not. Rhys Saunders disappears and then comes back on. This is unbelievable. But final corner, ladies and gentlemen, clap emojis in chat, please, for Rhys Saunders, who takes the win. Mark Murphy is going to finish in second place, ahead of Andre Castro, who's going to finish third, and it's Alex Sedgwick coming to the line. 3 wide behind them, Ben Kriener trying his very best to get past Lewis Goodway and Gil Linster. Oh, and there goes Goodway into the wall hard. Oh, he's on his side still. Oh, and apparently they've added an extra lap on for the end here. So never mind, it's not finished. So Goodway has gone into the pits. Saunders is in, now it says is second on the left-hand side, but trust me, he's in the lead. And it's a Turn 4 Motorsports 1-2 at the moment. Saunders and Murphy. Castro third. Sedgwick is into fourth place. Ben Kriener got involved in all the madness at the end. So did Billy Fletcher. But this time round, it is Rhys Saunders taking the win. Mark Murphy second. 1-2 for Turn 4 Motorsports. Andre Castro for DF1 Racing finishes third. Sedgwick is there. Oh, that's a massive impact there for Gil Linster in the middle of the straight. I hope he doesn't join back into the middle of the circuit. Oh, like that. Absolute chaos at the end of the race. We need to have a look at what happened on that restart. So let's go to the chopper cam and have a look then. We'll look at Ben Kriener. So Ben goes to go on the power, hits the back of Hesno, and then the pair of them go around. The field gets moving, and Ben just rejoins, gets on the power as best he can. There's cars all over the place there anyway, and actually it's the number 40 that was weaving around in front of them. Absolute madness. Madness there, and then later on again, as it goes to the white flag, Ben Creaner gets involved in even more madness. He's just flicking around a little bit there because of his internet. So in front of him here is Lewis Goodway and the number 23 car of Ken Bracey. Ben's weaving around a bit. Oh, he just hits the back of Lewis Goodway, dispatches of him. Wow, what an insane race. And it seems so quiet now. Here is your race winner, Rhys Saunders, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome drive by Rhys to take the win. Very well-deserved victory. It's all about the tactics. And that was just, well, I don't really know what else to think of that. That was absolutely crazy, crazy race. And we should now have the race results for you in full. There they are. Rhys Saunders takes the win then from Mark Murphy. It's a 1-2 for Turn 4 Motorsports. DF1 Racing's Andre Castro finishes third, ahead of Alex Sedgwick in fourth. Ben Creaner ended up in fifth place after all that madness. Guillaume Hesno in sixth, with Dan Rowbottom ending up seventh, ahead of Gil Linster and Brian Crowells. They were the only cars finishing on the lead lap. Behind them is Lewis Goodway, Alessio Fabri in 11th, with Yves Liddell, James Harvey, Billy Fletcher 14th, and Advait Deodar in 15th position, 2 laps down. Neil Ives finishes 16th, ahead of Michael Jones 17th, Joel Guez ending up in 18th position. Then it's Joachim Cryer in 19th, Jeffrey Rofren 20th. He was doing so well early on, but he ends up 10 laps down. Then it's Ken Bracey, Massimilio Lanza, Giorgio Maggi, Yevgen Sokolovsky. For some reason he doesn't have a little red stripe next to his name. Don't ask me why. Alon Day finishes 25th, Alex Wheeler 26th, Sam Smith-Davis in 27th, and Ivan Bowman's finishing 28th. Behind them is Elise Delso, Michael Haverens, Simon Pilate, Michael Yo, who of course was the race director tonight, so shows that he's just in the session, and Harry Grindle unfortunately could not take to the start. But what an amazing race. I'm really going to need a cold shower after this to calm down, because that was absolute madness. We are going to go back to the green flag, or at least we're going to try to, and we're going to see whether anybody is about, of course, for an interview. We'll have to speak to some of these guys, see whether they're in the Discord chat waiting to speak to us. And you know what? There's nobody in here at the moment. But we do hope, of course, that you have enjoyed the stream. It's been a hell of a lot of fun to do. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We had 150 viewers at most of the way through that. And we do hope to bring you more of this in the future. Thank you very much to NASCAR Fans UK, Simply Race, LuxSim24, of course the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series themselves, Vertex Sport Management, and I have been your host, Chaz Draycott, this evening. You can find me on social media as Chazlington. Thank you, Dan Rowbottom. Cheers for turning up, buddy. Great to see you out there. Great to see the awesomely close racing that you had. I'm just going to quickly unmute my race director, Mike, just to see if he wants to give us any words on that. What did you make of that race, mate?
It was definitely interesting. There was a black flag that was issued by the issue. I think it was engaged Brian and
bear with me 1 second, buddy. We couldn't hear you for a sec there. We'll put the cars in slow-mo so we can hear you. There we go.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
better?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, don't know why Brian got a black flag on the restart. He had nothing to do with it. So I'm trying to look into that, but I need to understand why he gave it. It may be something that he did earlier on during the formation lap, no, the caution even. So I'm going to have a quick look at that. I had a couple of drivers not too happy with me for their black flag, but it was more than evident that a few had to be handed out. So yeah, it's been definitely interesting.
Certainly was, and never-ending action all over the place. I was just going to say, we're going to see if anybody's in here for an interview, but it seems not, unfortunately. We don't have... Yeah. It's just us two.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. There's not many people I'd rather be stuck in the Discord server with when there's no NASCAR drivers around, so don't worry. But thank you, of course, everybody, for watching this evening. It's been awesome fun, like I say. Hopefully we'll do more of this in the future, and hopefully you will see us again very soon. But for now, I've been Chaz Draycott. My race director has been Michael Yao, and we will see you, hopefully, another time.